home state here, sir.
Well, the message is, Bill, that nobody should be a hero. Nobody should try to ride this one out. You know, you don't live to tell stories about storm surge. If you're trying to survive that in your house, you may survive the wind and the rain, but not the storm surge. So you still have time, and now's the time to get out. Life safety is #1 right now.
We just spoke to a couple walking by in our location here in the Cape Fear River. I said, "You staying or going?" And they said, "Oh, we're staying." And I said, "How come?" And they said, "Because you cannot get back to your home once you get out." And so many feel that way. They can't gain access to their own possessions in their house.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. All that stuff can be replaced, Bill. You know, I lost my own house 2 years ago in Hurricane Matthew. All that stuff was replaced. We moved on, built a new house, all that sort of thing, and that can be replaced. It's just stuff, but you can't replace your life or your family's lives. Don't put you or your family in danger. And this is something that we've never seen before. I think people have lived through hurricanes before, but the storm surge that's going to come along with this one, the flooding that's going to come along with this one is unfortunately going to surprise a lot of people, and it's going to put them in danger, and it's going to put our first responders in danger as well.
Well, the one glimmer in your message there is being well received, because talking to local people here, they say they've never seen so many people before heed the message and get out of town. So, you know, they look at that radar, they watch television, they see the images, and that leaves a strong impression.
Yeah, it really does. Our shelters are filling up. I know here in Raleigh, where I live, our shelters are already full here. We'll be making rounds around those shelters here in a little bit, checking on folks. But yeah, they're filling up. People are taking the message seriously as they need to. But you really can't predict even where these storms are going to go, Bill. We've learned that lesson many times, that you can be far inland in North Carolina and still have major impact. We're expecting tropical storm force winds here in Raleigh, which means we'll probably lose power places like this, maybe Charlotte. You just don't know, and you just don't know what's going to happen with the floods either. So get to high ground, make sure you're prepared. We could be without power for 3 weeks in many places across our state, and we're as prepared as we can be on the front end. It's really the back end that we're starting to prepare for right now.
Yeah. Taking that 2-hour drive from Raleigh last night, there were very few cars on the road that were heading this direction toward the southeast. There were several going the other way, but again, a lot of those people made their preparations a day prior, 2 days prior. But what you just laid out, there's a scenario that in many cases these storms do not have this same experience, in that you still don't know where it makes landfall. You do not know what happens after that storm hits, and the fact that it could linger for 3 days. That's a variable that's hard to predict. And knowing that, what can be your strategy, do you believe, and going in after that storm comes and passes?
Well, just let me hit on the first point first, is that we've been watching the storm for a week. We've seen the track change multiple times. I think the danger is that people look at this and say, oh, well, it's downgraded from a 4 to a 2. Well, it's just barely a 2, 1 mile per hour away from a 3, which is a major storm as well. And a 2 is a major storm if you've lived through one. And then you don't know where this thing's going to track. So there are people that look at these maps and think, oh, well, I'm out of harm's way. Well, 24 hours from now, when it makes landfall, you may not be. And so you just really can't predict that. On the second question that you ask is, what do you do to prepare? Well, we have one of the best emergency management teams in the country. They're very well prepared. National Guard, Highway Patrol, all first responders. They know where the hot spots are going to be. They know where they're going to have to sweep in and do some serious work up front to try to rescue people and try to get power restored and that sort of thing. So they've got a plan in place to do that. You just don't exactly know what you're planning for, Bill, because you don't know where the real hot spots are going to be after the storm passes through.
Yeah. You look at these barrier islands, and this is one of the most beautiful stretches of ocean line in all of America. After coming here for so many years, I think we can both agree on that, especially at low tide. Hard-packed sand that gives you 300 yards of an instant playground. It's just magnificent. But these barrier islands have been populated by homes up and down the North and South Carolina shore. You look at the Google map images, I mean, you can see it's chock-a-block in some of these places. And if you get a direct hit, the damage could be devastating for so many, sir. Last comment on that. We're going to run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we'll see a lot of homes washed away, blown away. I think we'll see barrier islands that have new channels cut into them. We'll see the roadways. Highway 12 always gets washed away. We're going to see that happen. I think that, you have to prepare for the worst, Bill. But again, as I said earlier, that stuff is just stuff. And all that stuff can be rebuilt, and it will be rebuilt if it can be. But human lives, you can't get those back. So make sure you're protecting yourself and your family.
Good message. Thank you for your time. Someone's going to see 10 feet of water.
Bill.
We just don't know where precisely. Thank you for your time and good luck, okay?